Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the principle of progressive overload, um, and just how it's a fantastic lesson for life in general. Um, and this part was so good about going to the gym. But anyway, so for the first time today, I properly did deadlifts um, at the gym. And my mate was who I was going with. He was encouraging me to put some weight on the bar straight away. But I knew with deadlifts, the thing to really do is to not overstrain yourself. And I said no, I'm fine with the bar itself. So I was literally just doing light deadlifts. Just getting used to the movement itself. And in a sense, like my friend had a point, right? It's like, well, it's hardly very difficult. Like it was my first time doing it, yes, but I was nowhere near hitting failure or anything like that. It wasn't very difficult for me to do 10 reps of just the bar deadlifts, right? But then I looked over to the bench press, and I remember 5 months ago, let's say, I was just benching the bar itself, just the empty bar on the bench press to start off. And that was kind of quite difficult for me. And the last time I did the bench press, I put on 50 kg. And it's taken, 6 months or so for me to reach that. So it's not happened overnight, but it's happened so seamlessly and so beautifully. And so I thought to myself, no, I'm just going to trust in the process of progressive overload. If I just turn up every day that I'm doing a leg day and do, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but just do what I can do, then over time my body can't help but to put on more muscle. It's just going to happen automatically. So I see this in a lot of other areas of my life, where it's not a question of just loading up as soon as you can. Loading up. So with the example of deadlift, loading up as quickly as possible. How much do you absolute max? Just to the point of injury, right? Like I was saying, deadlift, you get injured more easily, I think, than other weightlifting things. But anyway, not the idea of not loading up, right? I see this in other areas of my life. So I remember when I started this kind of self-improvement journey, one of the first things I implemented was, well, not one of them, yeah, one of the first things was I started going to bed at a regular time. And this is going to sound very ridiculous, but for me, as a student, I had to pick a time that was convenient, and that was 3 o'clock in the morning. That was my bedtime. Which sounds, really late, right? And I would wake up about 12, 11, that kind of thing. However, what I found was that very quickly my body adjusted to the sleep schedule really well, to the point where I was actually waking up a little bit early every morning. And once you wake up a little bit earlier every morning, you can go to bed a little bit later. And before I knew it, I was going to bed at like 12, like 1 o'clock. And this was really unheard of in, for like during uni. I was going to bed at this kind of time. Obviously, for the average person, it's probably a little bit on the late side. But for me, that was remarkable, and what made it most remarkable was the fact that it was taking me absolutely no effort. My body naturally wanted to go to bed at this time. It was like just being gently drifted down a slow river, and you just can't help but let it just take its course. Now, to compare to that, recently, I've been on a real mission to supercharge my sleep routine. It's a long story, but I started working in bars and stuff, and for bars, like, you need to work really late, so the idea of a sleep routine just completely went out the window. But then I quit this job I had at working at a late night bar, and I got back on the sleep routine, and I was like, right, I'm gonna supercharge this sleep routine now. I was getting up at 12 before. I'm gonna start getting up at 6 a.m. And this had limited success, guys. This had limited success because I was rushing it. I wasn't ready to lift that many plates in terms of like sleep routine. I wasn't ready yet, and I tried a lot of different things. I tried the circuit breaker method of kind of going to bed as like early as just normal time, and then waking up early. I tried going to bed earlier. I tried, all these different things, but none of it worked. And at the end of the day, I just ended up back in this place that I was before. Because like I say, I wasn't ready to take on that much weight. I wasn't ready to pull up that much weight. So anyway, my attitude towards sleep now is very similar to what it is with deadlifting. It is just to, do what I was doing before I had this job. Just go to bed at a time that is you can just about stick to. So at the moment it's kind of 12:30. I think I'm going to switch, varying it towards 1 o'clock, maybe even back to 2 o'clock. Who knows? Maybe back to 3 o'clock. But I just know that I have to accept that if I'm going to be going to bed at 9 o'clock, if I'm able to get to bed at 9 o'clock, well, first prove that you can go to bed at, it sounds stupid, but first prove that you can go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, consistently, that is. And then it will just come naturally, and you won't even realise it. Like, all of a sudden, it will be like, oh fuck, 3 months later, I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock. Same with the bench press. You start off with just the empty bar, and before you know it, it's like you can bench, 4 plates. It's what I'm getting at is it's just a case of turning up and doing what you can do, and then your body just slowly improves, and it really takes over. And I think that's true for, basically, to round this all up, it's true for every aspect of your life. There are times when you will need to push harder than you ever thought possible. Like, life will throw you some mad things, that it's impossible to prepare for, and it's not all just roses and butterflies. But in terms of improving yourself, you have to be able to slow down to the rate that you're currently going before you see proper long-lasting change. So I just think if you're stuck improving your life at the moment, just have some humility, basically, and some patience. Once you sort out your life, you have it sorted for the rest of your life. Stuff's going to get in the way, but if you want to be getting up earlier, you'll be able to do that for the rest of your life once you sort it out. But first, you just gotta be forgiving to yourself and tune into the frequency that you're currently on. Because there's the other thing, like your body wants to go to bed early and wake up early. It wants to have like strong muscle. It wants to be productive. It wants to do all these things. So don't worry about forcing it to do it. Worry about getting it to a position where it can do it comfortably. And you're going to be able to do it every day. That's the most important thing. And the rest will just take care of itself. But you just got to have a bit of patience, you know, it takes a while. It's going to take a while for me to be waking up at the time I want. It's going to take a while for me to sort out my sleep full stop. It's going to take me a while to bulk up to what I want to, you know, to be getting enough calories in. But I can't just be speeding off with the, you know, well, take bulking as another example, you know, I could, for a while I tried to just force myself to eat 2,600 calories a day, or like as many calories as I possibly can. But then I realised that that's not really possible, and you have to come up with other ways of so that you can do it every single day. That's what I'm getting at. And then I started calorie tracking, you know, and then I just found ways to make it easier for me, like liquid calories. I'm gonna get some mass gainer, you know, this kind of thing. You just want to get to a stage where you can do it every day, and then the rest will take care of itself because it wants to. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. It's a real cornerstone of self-improvement. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.